All right. Another week, another story brought to you by Stories on Rosé. My name is Sarah. I'll be your host, and I'm joined by Ruba and Marcy to tell you the original version of the most popular fairy tales we're also familiar with.
Yes. All right. Today we're going to be talking about cool story. A few hints, let me tell you. The main character is a girl, obviously. She reads.
Oh my gosh.
Belle.
Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast.
I love Beauty and the Beast.
It's the best.
I absolutely love
Is this going to shatter my Beauty and the Beast? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
I don't want to
I
say
feel like
a
it
lot.
will.
I don't want
I'm
to
so
say
excited.
Oh, I thought you. Okay.
No, I'm not gonna.
I thought you were gonna say. I'm not gonna say that it will shatter it a lot.
But like maybe just like a bit. It's gonna be tainted for sure.
Okay, I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, me too.
It's one of those stories that wasn't disfigured too much.
Ooh,
Oh.
okay.
There are a
Okay.
few different details which are interesting, but in general, I feel like it gave me the same type of vibe than the movie.
Okay.
I'm just gonna leave it at that, and we can
Perfect.
dive right into it.
Yes.
So, The Beauty and the Beast was originally written by Gabrielle Suzanne Barbeau de Villeneuve.
Oh.
She's a
French
she's a French lady, and it was published in 1740. But it was a very long version of the story, and it was rewritten by Jeanne-Marie Le Prince de Beaumont in 1756.
I feel already I'm getting a different vibe now because it's written by a woman.
Absolutely.
Wow. I'm so
Absolutely.
excited. Okay.
Wow.
You feel the difference in the storytelling and what the story is focused on, and how she tells the story is quite different from the first few stories that we've told. So the story that we're going to be telling is the one from Jeanne-Marie Le Prince de Beaumont. It's the second version, the shorter version. She was a French woman. She was married to a French spy.
Oh.
Cool marital life. And the whole story was influenced by ancient Greek stories.
Cinderella is another.
Cinderella's
Yeah,
another.
that's right.
Exactly.
As we've learned.
As we learned.
So, du coup, voilà, this is what we're going to be talking about.
Bon ben, on commence, hein?
On commence, so let's go.
Alors on commence.
Let's go, shall we? There was once a very rich merchant who had 6 children, 3 sons and 3 daughters. And he was very keen to get them educated, so their education was very important to him. His daughters were super pretty, especially his youngest.
Okay.
Everybody admired her. And she would go by the name. That's one thing that's the same everywhere, by the way she looks. And she's called Beauty or Belle.
Okay.
And that would make her sisters very jealous. So her sisters were very pretty as well, but not as much as her. But they had ugly hearts. The 2 oldest sisters were kind of snobby. They would only hang out with people of status. They would only hang out with people with money and with riches. And they wouldn't give the time of day to anyone who's, not from a certain status. And they would make fun of their youngest sister, Belle, Beauty, because she would spend her time reading books. Successful merchants would ask the 2 older sisters their hand in marriage, but they would always turn them down because they wanted to marry an earl or a duke, the least. So again, they're after the status, after the position.
Superficial.
Very much so.
All right.
Beauty, on the other hand, would, thank them. She'd tell them, I'm too young to marry, and I just want to stay next to my dad for a while and for a few extra years. So thanks, but no thank you.
Thanks.
A series of events happen, and the merchant loses all his money and all his fortune, except for a country house far from the town. And he brought all his family there and told them for the first time of their lives that they need to work for their living. The eldest sisters were like, no, okay, we're not doing that
Good
shit.
joke, Dad.
Cute.
They're like, excuse me, never mind. I do take your hand. Take my hand. in yours.
Yeah. Who was that
Thanks."
guy who proposed to me last week? Bring him back.
That's exactly what they did, actually. They're like, there are several lovers who are willing to marry us, so we're
Yeah.
gonna explore these options.
Okay.
But little did they know that those lovers did not really like them. They just were, again, behind, like, just chasing the money. And now that they are broke, they basically don't want anything to do with them because they had, like, shitty personalities.
So they did not marry.
They did not marry. They packed up
The
their
money
shit.
can only shield so much, you know?
So they would not, because of the sisters' personalities that are pretty shitty, people were still concerned about beauty, about Belle. Because she was such a sweet person and she was nice to people in general. So a lot of men wanted to marry her, but she didn't want to leave her dad, her father, and her family. And she wants to make sure that she's going to take care of him. She was sad about losing the fortune, but she said to herself, like, you know what? Crying won't solve anything, and I have to make myself happy without money.
Okay. Right on, Belle.
Exactly.
You do
So
you.
she dove right into those books.
Yeah.
She's like, money doesn't buy happiness. I'm not going to cry. This is
Yeah.
the state of things. We're going to deal with it.
There we go. Okay.
Strong.
I like Belle. We
Strong
like her.
woman.
Positivity.
Yes.
Positivity.
Yeah. Good role model.
She's represented in a very nice light here. So the
Good.
family gets the country house. The merchant and his sons get to work directly for farming and construction and random jobs around the countryside. And Beauty would take care of the house. She would clean, she would make food, she would tend to the house in general. And she slowly started getting used to it. You know, she started getting used to the work. And after a while, she just got a routine for the housework. So after she would finish the housework, she would read, play music, and spin some cotton.
Oh,
Cute.
Oh, yeah.
cute.
She made up for her life.
Cute.
Her two sisters, on the other hand, didn't know how to spend their time. So they'd wake up late, and by late I mean 10 a.m. Apparently it's late.
So early. Get it. Got it.
And they just nagged the whole day about their situation. Why are we here? Fuck, we're poor. That sucks. Ugh, I can't take it. Blah, blah, blah.
So much whining.
So much whining. They're just annoying. They would also get salty on Beauty, you know? They were like, ugh, what a loser. How can she be content being poor? What a stupid girl. La la la. So they would,
So mean.
yeah, they would just, like, leave her alone. Let her live her life.
Yeah.
I mean, who's cleaning the house?
Pick on
You?
her.
I don't think so.
Apparently not. You're still sleeping.
Till
How's it already
10.
clean when you get up? I mean, I have a feeling Belle is an early riser.
Yeah.
She
take 5.
gets shit done.
I like the girl. I don't think we could be friends. Early riser.
Yeah, not for
probably
me,
wakes up.
but
She probably wakes up, writes in her gratitude journal.
Yeah.
Does some meditation, maybe some like yoga, exercise, and then she can start her day.
Beautiful, refreshed.
yeah.
Then she gets
like
the
we
dishes
love
done.
her, but she's definitely someone who we would be annoyed with, because it's just like okay,
If we had a sleepover,
You know
she'd
what?
wake up at like 6 a.m. Let's go for a run.
yeah. It's like no, there will be none of that. Terrible.
The merchant was very proud of Beauty, obviously. He was very proud of how she turned her frown upside down. You know, she's making the best out of a situation. So he's okay. A year later, the merchant received a letter that a ship was holding stuff that he had ordered from before, some stuff that he had bought, and that that ship was arriving safely to the port, which means that he might go back to being a legit merchant. You know, he might go back and get his stuff and start merchandising. Is that a verb?
Selling it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank you.
selling, Yeah.
Selling it.
Yeah.
Start selling it again and get back his status. The two sisters got their hopes up. When they saw their dad leaving to fetch the stuff, from the ship, they started asking him to bring back gowns, caps, rings, and all kinds of stuff. So they were ready to get back to their old lives. They started asking all kinds of shit from their dad. Beauty, on the other hand, the good girl that she is, asked for nothing. They were basically, because she thought of all the things that the dad was going to bring to the two sisters, there will basically be no money left for anything that she can ask for. So she just requested a rose.
Simple.
Simple.
Nice.
Very nice.
The eldest sisters rolled their eyes, thinking that she asked for a rose just to make them look bad. Like, ugh, okay.
Oh, yeah, like classic
Whatever.
Belle.
Uh-huh.
Classic Belle.
Like, just get in the or like get with the program, like whatever.
All content and stuff.
Seriously.
Yeah, like, why can't you just be like a normal sister
We could bond a lot
that
more.
asks for shit?
Seriously, a rose.
Why you gotta do us like that, Belle?
Make us look bad and everything. So the merchant tried to get the stuff from the ship. He went to town. He tried to get the shit from the ship. The shit from the ship. Okay. But it seems that there were some legal issues. So he basically left town exactly as he
Oh no.
came. Like, poor as before.
Oh, dang.
As far as-
Empty-handed.
Empty-handed.
Oh, that
Sucks.
sucks.
On the way back, he was so sad. He just was like, ugh, like, seriously, fuck this shit. And he was so taken by his sadness that he got lost in the forest.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. I feel like I could be in that situation.
Yeah, for sure.
Just wandering and then just like ending up in a forest.
Oh, no. Rupa, is there anything you want to talk about?
Sometimes you get like caught up in your thoughts, You don't know. You don't pay attention where you're walking.
Next thing you know, it's like, bam, forest lost.
Forest, trees.
Trees,
Lost.
birds, leaves.
So he was sad. He got lost in a forest. A snowstorm hit. And to make things worse, he started hearing wolves around him.
Oh, no.
So he was sure he was going to die from either hunger, cold,
Or wolves.
or being eaten by wolves. One of those options.
Yeah. Or all of the above.
Or all of the above.
Yeah.
As he was continuing to walk, he wanted to get the fuck out of there. He just wanted to find a way out. He saw a light in the distance. So he got closer to that light. He's like, oh, someone's there. Something's there. Let me go check it out. So he was getting closer and he saw the palace, a palace from which the light was coming from. And it was lit from top to bottom, like it was shining.
Wow.
He walked up, set up his horse in the stables. He walked into a large hall into this palace. Nobody was there.
Oh, that's creepy.
Very.
So he just went in?
He just went in. He wanted somewhere to cover from the snowstorm.
Okay.
He walked around. He saw fire. It was lit up in the chimney. He's like, okay, so there are people living here. And then he turned around and he saw like this big table filled with food. So he sat down, and one cover, like one set of covers, a plate with a glass and one fork, one knife, and one spoon. So he sat down and he waited for a while for someone to show up. At like 11 p.m., nobody showed up. So he's like, fuck it, I'm eating. Like, I'm starving. I waited. I waited. If somebody asks, I waited. Hey, I waited. He ate and drank and nobody showed up. Still. So then he stood up. He started venturing around the palace. He just walked around until he got to a room where he crashed on the bed. He was tired. He's like, okay, nightcap. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to chill.
Okay.
At 10 a.m. next morning, late again, the merchant woke up.
Like father, like daughter.
I see where they get it from now.
Yeah. It's all starting to make sense here.
The link is there.
Yeah.
At 10 a.m. the next morning, the merchant wakes up. He saw a set of new clothes. He got dressed. He went down. He found fresh hot chocolate. At this point, he believes that he walked into like a castle of a fairy.
Did he believe it was his castle? But like he just got dressed in someone else's clothes.
Really, making
And then
yourself
he,
at
like-
home is being taken to another level here.
Really, like it went down, grabbed a hot chocolate. I mean, hello. Just saying. Trespassing
clothes!
here.
Perfect. They're for me.
Like, fine, you wanted shelter and food. I get it.
We get it. Yeah.
Okay, basic needs. Hot chocolate.
You're pushing it.
Step too
Now
far.
you're asking for it.
If you die, that's on you, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. We're not.
I'm
on
not
your
gonna
side
say you
anymore.
deserved it, but
Cutting it close. He got dressed.
Not gonna say I told you so, but I told you so.
So he drank that hot chocolate just for due diligence. Again, nobody's there. At this point, he just thinks it's an enchanted castle. So before he leaves, he yells out in the open, like, he says, thank you, for hospitality. Hello? Okay, well, I'm just gonna go now.
for the record, I am thanking you for your hospitality.
I'm not
Before I
ungrateful.
leave, just want to make sure you know how thankful I am.
The clothes on my back, thank you. Hot chocolate, thank you. Earthing. You did great.
Cute PSA. Cute.
He wrote like a note on the guest book and he's
Yeah.
like, thank you.
He
Totally recommend for
signed
friends. Listed on Airbnb just in case.
5 stars. 5 stars. I recommend it to everyone I meet.
Nobody bothers you. You walk in, walk out. Self check in, self check out.
Food available at entry.
Fantastic.
Clothes
I feel
tailored
like
to
this
your
was like
body
the
in
OG
morning.
Airbnb.
Absolutely.
Like this is
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He says thank you. He walks out of the door to go get his horse. While he's getting his horse, he passed by a bush of roses. And he remembers Beauty's request. He remembers that Beauty asked him for a rose, to feel
dad.
special and everything.
yes.
So he starts to, gather a few roses, just pick up a rose from here or there, and then he suddenly hears a loud barking noise and a frightful beast just running towards him.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
The merchant at this point feels like he's gonna faint. He's like, oh shit, holy shit, what did I do?
Yeah.
The creature goes on to yell at him and he's like, you ungrateful bitch. I welcome
Okay.
you into my home and I take care of you, you little pendejo. Then you go ahead and violate the only thing that I value most in life. It's those roses.
So he welcomed him into his home?
Yeah, turns out the palace is his.
Yeah, but like, how did he welcome him?
Everything that was set out was for him, for the merchant. Like the food, the clothes, the
So
hot
it
chocolate.
was for him.
It was.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Like weirdly the beast expecting him.
Yeah.
Like
Very weird. And also expecting him to take his clothes and take the food. It's like expected, but the roses expects him to know that that's off limits.
Go figure.
I'd just like to know if there was like a sign, like was there anything to indicate, like I feel like all this anger is a little bit unwarranted.
I feel like if the food and the clothes and the hot chocolate and everything was for him, I feel like there should also be a sign that said eat. Feel free to eat.
Yeah.
Feel free to wear your clothes.
These
It's
are
just
yours
a little
now.
bit too broad. It's
Yeah,
a
it was
little
too vague.
it's
You
too
can't know.
abstract.
It felt like a
Yeah.
trap.
Yes.
It felt like a
I
trap.
agree.
It's like you can't do anything. You can't eat anything, wear anything, whatever. But roses, no. The beast is really pissed off that his roses were touched.
Mixed signals, but okay.
Mixed signals for sure. And the merchant just doesn't know what the fuck he's gonna do. Like, fuck, I didn't mean it. The creature goes on to say, like, yo, say your prayers, I will be killing you. So
Uh-oh.
you have 15 minutes pray whatever you need to pray, say grace, say whatever. I'm gonna be killing you.
Say great.
Say your prayers.
Say your prayers.
Yeah.
The merchant at this point drops to his knees and begs him not to. He's like, please don't do it, because, you know, I was just picking them up for my daughter. She asked for them. I didn't mean no disrespect. Truly, like, whatever you want. I'm so thankful, but, you know, she asked for a rose and the roses were there, and, you know, it's kind of on you. There was no sign.
Yeah, like, why are you tripping?
Yeah, and like
if they're
the
so
food was
valuable,
also there.
Yeah.
right?
It's just I feel like this is a very small thing to be angry about.
Mm-hmm.
It was a big deal, but the beast was like, all right, okay, I will forgive you if you bring me one of your daughters who is willing to die instead. If
Oh.
Just like die of old age there, or like bring her as a sacrifice to me now.
literally bring her as a sacrifice to me.
Oh,
Oh my
okay.
God.
Wow. Once again, though, the beast terms are like real loose here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, there's no contract. There's
no scaling of
Yeah.
the reactions.
We need a rubric. Like, I need to know. But
Like a rate card,
Okay.
like at least a
Yeah.
rate card.
just, that's it.
Like
Very simple.
eat food, no consequences. Pick a rose, a daughter, or your life.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The beast tells him, you can die. Either you die, either you bring me one of your daughters, and if not, you return within 3 months. So he's giving him 3 months.
That's okay. Again, like it's unreasonable because it's like he's like all of a sudden he's giving him 3 months.
Yeah.
Like at least give him like 5 days.
No.
Okay.
So the terms were a little bit weird. Yeah, 3 months. I mean, how do you calculate this? Like a month would have been
Yeah.
fine. 3?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do in 3?
He scaled it back. He was like, okay, maybe I'm a little too intense in his own head.
Yeah,
And he's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah. I'll just loosen it out and give him 3 months, and then we'll see what happens.
And within those 3 months, he's gonna change his mind again, and he's like, okay, maybe I'll take it down a little bit. Maybe I'll keep him. Maybe, you know,
Yeah.
I'll change those
Yeah.
terms.
Maybe I won't kill them right away. Yeah.
The merchant obviously didn't want to sacrifice any of his daughters, but he thought that maybe he could see his family one more time. So he's gonna take that offer, and he's just gonna go back to his family and come back within those 3 months and just sacrifice himself. So he promised the beast that it shall happen. And the beast, being the awesome creature that he is, tells him that, you know what? It feels like I scared you too much, so you can leave with a chest, you know, a big box filled with whatever you want.
What?
Okay.
Okay, this makes no sense.
Beast really is having like a crisis in
An
his mind.
existential
Definitely
crisis.
all over the- all over the
What
place.
is happening? He's suffering a
No.
psychotic break. Like, this is too much.
Absolutely.
Should I be nice? Am I being too nice? Am I being too harsh? I don't know what the
He's like,
threshold
okay,
here.
listen, I'm sorry about this. Here is a chest of riches.
Yeah. Sorry for your troubles. Sorry for yelling at you. Sorry for the deal I made with like your daughter, maybe. But
Yeah.
like,
We'll see how
go
that
away for
pans
3
out.
months. Yeah.
Well, like,
see.
take this treasure,
Yeah,
and then if I don't see you in 3 months, I'll come back and I'll eat you. Okay?
Everything
cool?
is like one big question mark with this guy. I mean, I'm into it, but like,
Yeah, same.
I mean, he's kind of also
let's see where
playing.
this goes.
Huh? Let's see how this goes.
He's like he's playing with emotions too. It's like, are we friends now? Do you still want to eat me? What?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like an emotional roller coaster for sure. Like, about to die, and then get 3 months, and then I get all these riches, and then
Do I have to go
but
back?
I still have to come back.
He's really just getting right into that head.
Mm-mm.
Right in
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So the merchant
Wow.
thought to himself, you know, as long as I'm dying, as long as I'm gonna die, at least I'll leave something to my poor kids. So he fills it up with all kinds of stuff, and he heads back home.
there. No rose. Sans rose.
No, avec Rose, because he picked it up.
Wow, in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Beast
Well, might as well, he's
really
gonna
going back
die.
on everything. Yeah.
Yeah. but also he picked them already, you know?
Yeah,
It's a waste.
Like, what's
you
the
can't
point?
be like, give me back. It's like it's
Yeah.
it's off the tree.
It's all
I think what Disney did
yeah.
here is put a lot of emphasis on the rose to give it like power and beauty and whatever, just to make up for the lousy rules that the Beast was making at random.
Yeah.
Maybe if we give a little bit more importance to a rose and put it in a vase
Yeah.
or something, you know, conserve it,
exactly.
maybe it would
So
have a
we-
lot more weight to the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna remove all that weird part, but I guess we can like make the rose important in some way.
Let's keep it one rose, you know, make it extra special.
Mm.
Yeah.
When the merchant gets home, his children run to him. He extends his arms, he hugs them all, but he seems sad. Like he's not, you know, well, no shit, he's not that happy. And he extends the rose to Beauty, and it's like, there you go.
Yeah, here, take it. Ugh.
I just take it, and you know what? Just take it. You have no idea how much this is actually costing me.
Yeah, like get this out of my face.
You thought money was a
Your rose?
problem? Like, imagine
Yeah,
what this is
exactly.
gonna cost.
Yeah.
Dresses and rings would have been a better ask.
For
His
sure.
other daughters are looking real great right now. Like, if only they knew the behind the scenes, they'd never bully Belle again. They'd be like, yeah, bitch, like, he loves us more now.
Makes complete like I would get it if the merchant switched. I would get it at this point. And he did tell them like what had happened, and the two sisters started, you know, lamenting and like blaming Beauty for what she's done with her stupid rose request.
Oh, no.
And they're like, you had to distinguish yourself, like you had to be special, you had to ask for a fucking rose.
Oh, no. Okay.
And
So they did go after
yes,
her.
they did.
Mhm.
Great.
Beauty, she was like unfazed. She was not crying, and she said, "You know what? I'd be more than happy to go to the Beast and offer my life to him instead of Dad. Problem solved. No worries. Like, why are you crying? What's the problem? I'm just gonna go instead." Her dad and brothers insisted for her not to. She insisted that she would. Her sisters were just excited to see her go.
Mhm.
Like this big fuss. The dad is like, no. The brother's like, no, don't do it. But it's like, no, I have to. And the sisters in the back, they're like, ha, bitch.
You're like, bye.
Yeah.
Fun when you're dead.
Guess who won, bitch? So that was the energy of the sisters. It was a difficult time for this family. You know, they had to meet an ultimatum, make decisions. One of them is going to die eventually, so it's kind of it's pretty heavy. Beauty
He's
did,
also dealing with like the repercussions of like his beast deal / encounter
Mhm.
of like, you know, this is severe mind fuck. Like
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
of
the
like
trauma.
3 months to live. Now my daughter's dying all over a rose.
Not
A
worth
lot
it.
of trauma. Yeah.
Not worth
Yeah.
it. And he's like, he really loves his daughter, right? Beauty, Belle, he really loves her, but you know, he has this struggle inside of his head. He's like, I love you, but really, like, look where you got us to.
Okay.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
I don't. Okay. I mean, he's placing blame, but it's really is his fault. I'm just saying.
If we're being honest here,
If we're being honest,
Is it his
it's-
fault? He was just trying to get his daughter her wish.
yeah, but like he had to be the one to get lost. First of all, he was on horseback. It's not like Ruba who goes wandering in the woods and gets lost. It's like he's on a horse. He's directing it where to go.
He
Exactly.
was sad because he couldn't provide for his family. Like, it's just an unfortunate sequence of events that led
I
him.
know, but I don't think he should be placing blame because
He
she
wasn't.
just wanted a random rose from a florist. You know.
To
Yeah,
be fair, he
wanted-
wasn't placing blame. I'm just imagining what might have gotten into his
Okay.
mind.
Okay.
It's a tough situation. It's a pickle.
It's a pickle.
He's definitely in a.
This is a pickle.
So Biru did tell him that two gentlemen actually showed up and courted her two elder sisters. She begged him to give his consent for them to get married. She still loves them, but like she wanted to bet the best for them, which
She's just like, get them out of this family.
yeah, like
Understand.
yeah, let them live their lives. Them, on the other hand, were just plain bitchy. You know, they rubbed their eyes with onions to force themselves to cry when Beauty and her dad were leaving to the Beast's palace. Like, they were just pretending, like, oh, no.
Great
okay."
Great trick. Also, so did they accept to get married?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So they're ready to be
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
betrothed.
I'll tell you what happens with that later.
Oh, good. I love a good sidebar story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm. So, Beauty and her dad, they got to the palace, they walked into the hall, they saw a table with a bunch of food, and this time there are two covers on the table. So,
Okay.
one for the merchant and one for Beauty.
He knows now.
Now,
Yeah.
you know, there it is, he got used to this. So, the merchant obviously couldn't eat. It's doomsday for him. And Beauty, just to save face and just to pretend like it's all Gucci for her, she started eating a lot of food. You know, she was just trying to ease up her dad's pain. But then they heard a big noise,
Oh, no.
which is the Beast's noise. So the merchant is like, okay, bye. Listen, Beauty, I'm gonna go. Okay.
Yeah.
So bye. Before the merchant was able to get out of the palace, the Beast showed up and he asked Beauty if she came willingly.
Okay.
You know, he asked her, like, did you come by your will or did he force you to? It's like, no, I came willingly. I want to be here. At this point, the Beast told the merchant, you know what? You could stay the night, you know, because you honored the deal. That night, Beauty dreamt of a lady telling her that, oh, Beauty, giving up your life for your father will not go unrewarded. Ooh.
Okay.
That was a dream. That was my dream voice.
That was the dream.
Beautiful. So she woke up and she's like, okay, we're good. Like,
I feel better.
okay.
Then next morning, the merchant left, and Beauty, you know, she saw him walk out of the big hall and ride his horse and leave the whole palace and leave her behind. And this is when Beauty allowed herself to feel vulnerable, and she broke down crying. She's like, oh, fuck my
thank
life.
God, she's human.
Oh, she has emotions. Good.
She was just trying to be
Finally.
strong. She was just trying to pull it off, pull it together for everyone around her, so that she's managing her own emotions and she's dealing with them.
Okay.
That's when you know actually that it's written by a woman. That's where the difference kind of came up. It's you know more about her state of mind. You understand more like what she's feeling. She's the hero of the story.
Yes.
And she's the hero of the story, but you also understand like what's going on in her mind and how she's dealing with everything that's happening around her.
We definitely like know about the character more for sure.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's not like, oh, she was scared. Oh, she, you know,
was happy.
Yeah.
She was sad.
It was actually like very like more like profound emotions.
She picks herself up and she thought to herself that, you know what, I'm not going to waste my last day of life. I'm going to try to enjoy myself. So she walked around the castle, which was super nice and fancy. It's super fancy. So, and she walks and she walks. She tours the whole palace. She then comes across a door with a writing on it that says Beauty's apartment.
Okay.
Right? She walks in and it's absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous stuff around.
gorgeous.
Everything is beautiful. And what impressed her the most was a big ass library with lots of books. Exactly.
Wait, hold the phone. Is the Beast stalking them? Like, how does he know?
The castle
magic.
is
It's
enchanted.
magic.
Or it's enchanted, right? It's
It's
kind of
the
like
enchantment.
it makes all your like desires.
It's magic.
Got Okay.
It's
Forgot
the
about
magic.
that. Forgot how magic works.
Magic works.
She sees this
She
book.
manifested it, guys. She manifested.
It.
She manifested that she wanted in her own apartment with like a huge ass library, and it happened. Okay,
Yeah, that's it. That's all you gotta do.
It's all this waking up early and meditating and writing
Yes,
it
she
in
had
her
a vision
journal.
board.
She had a vision board, and that was on there. Exactly.
Isn't that how life goes? Like they always
That's
tell
how
us
it
manifest.
works. That's so you too can have everything that you want. Just get up early and
Manifest it.
yeah.
Manifest the
That's it.
power of manifestation, you guys.
Yeah.
At this point, she's wondering, why is this all set up? If I'm going to be dying tonight, like why I'll go through all this effort and all this stuff if I'm going to be dying. So she picks up a random book and reads a welcome note to her, saying that she shouldn't be scared. She is the queen and the mistress of the castle. She can wish for whatever she wants, and she shall receive it.
Manifestation.
Wow.
But also, doesn't he just talk to her, you know?
Still with the games, this one.
Mhm.
Like, okay, she finds a note, and the note tells her, he could just tell her, by the way, you're not gonna die. This is your apartment, and you are now the queen of the castle. Like, you can just say.
True.
Yeah, this is
I have no rebuttal. It probably is to add a little bit of a mystical side to the story, and
or
B,
like the romance.
and B, the enchantment is not per se made by the beast. It's
Oh.
something more powerful than him, and he's just rolling with the punches. You know, he's just making
Yeah.
decisions on the go.
She had queen of a castle on her vision board, and it happened.
Basically.
That's why when her dad was like, "What do you want me to bring you?" and she's like, "Nothing you can bring me."
Yeah.
You know.
So maybe a
Nothing you can
rose,
get me.
I guess.
Sure, a rose if you find one,
Yeah.
but I'm a be queen soon. So
I bring my own shit to my own self. I
Yeah.
manifest it.
I manifest.
She gets whatever
What it
she
is.
wants, and she
Yeah.
got this welcome note from the book that was obviously pre-written or whatever. She says out loud that, "Oh, I wish I see my dad and see how he's going, like how he's doing."
Mm-hmm.
And to her surprise, there's a looking glass somewhere around that room, and it showed her father getting home. He's super sad, and she sees her sisters trying the hardest to show that they're sad, but like obviously they don't care. Like obviously they're whatever.
Oh, this is like the magic mirror.
Mhm.
Got it.
Beauty at this point, she realizes that the beast was being very accommodating, which is true. He has been.
she hasn't seen him yet, right?
Yes, she saw him at the beginning when her dad was
Okay.
dropping her off the night before,
Mm.
and after that she didn't see him.
Okay.
She had lunch with awesome music. She couldn't see who were the musicians, but there was music playing. And then at dinner, the beast showed up. But at dinner, the beast didn't come and just sit down. He asked Beauty if he could watch her dine.
Okay.
Very creeps. I'm not okay with this. Very creeps.
A little creepy, right?
She's like, not like join her in the feast. Just watch her eat.
Yeah, because he
Is
doesn't.
he on the other side, just like one arm, looking at her?
Like, what you eating? Huh?
So
what
how's
you,
the
what you,
food?
what you, what you eating?
How's
You
that?
like it?
Try the potatoes. Did you have the celery?
So he's just watching
That's
her.
so uncomfortable.
So he just.
Mhm.
She says, "If you want." He replies, "No. You're the mistress here. Only if you allow me shall I stay." He goes on to ask her if she finds him ugly.
Feeling a bit insecure.
The insecurity kicks in.
So,
He's like, "From a scale of 1 to 10, how ugly do you find me?"
Yeah.
And she's like, to be completely real with you, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Boo,
10.
you ugly. I can't lie.
Mm-hmm.
But you seem very good natured, you know,
Okay.
for a beast.
for a beast.
Yeah.
All right, so he goes on and he's like, Mi casa is tu casa, so whatever you want shall happen, and I won't be happy if you're not happy. So spare no request, no need. Whatever you want shall happen. Thank you so much. Oh, I appreciate it. Beauty says, really, though, even if you're so deformed, you know, you have, yeah, my heart is gold. Thanks, but I'm still a monster. Beauty goes on to say, yeah, but you know what? You know what, Beast? A lot of humans should be called monsters instead of you. I actually prefer you over many others.
That's really nice.
That's cute.
Does she ask to go home?
I think...
Sorry to just bring her back there, but she's still a prisoner in his home. So
she's still being held hostage. Let's not forget.
Let's not forget.
All of us being like, oh, that's like really nice. This is so nice. It's like, no. It's Stockholm Syndrome.
Absolutely.
We're there now. We're here. We've arrived. We've caught up with the story.
We're like, this is starting to become like a beautiful story.
This is so cute.
Reality
Falling
check.
in love.
Reality check here. He's a monster who kidnapped a girl.
She came
and
willingly.
He's now telling her that she's the mistress. Like, it's weird. No.
You know how he asked her? You know how he asked her in the beginning, did you come willingly? I think he was, covering his tracks, like in case there's a lawsuit that goes on. He's like,
yeah,
she
like, for the
said,
record.
She said willingly
for
came.
The record.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
Well, thanks for the reality check, Ruba.
Yeah, leave it to Ruba to really just like bring us back to normal here.
Bursts or bubble.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
The monster, as that Beast at this point, is like, much obliged. Okay, thanks. Beauty was just getting used to the Beast's presence. It's still a work in progress for her. And before he retrieved from the night, he asked her if she wanted to be his wife. Right off the bat.
That was quick.
That was way too quick. She's like, well, first of all, I'm gonna faint because this is too much. Like,
this is a lot.
Too quick, too fast. That's a lot.
So she actually fainted?
No, she was going, but she mustered the courage to say no.
Uh-oh. This is where he's gonna freak out. Oh.
Before I go, no. For the record, before I faint,
I can
lose
die now.
And you take it as yes. I need to clarify it's a no.
I'm not fainting because of happiness. I'm just scared, shitless.
Exactly.
I didn't manifest this part.
It said prince. It did not say beast.
So he sighs. He's like, ugh, fine. And he leaves the room.
Okay.
Beauty had a lot of compassion for Beast. But what can she do? He's super duper ugly. She spends 3 months at the palace.
Okay.
And each night, Beast would keep her company with plain, good common sense conversation, but no wit.
You need wit.
Oh, so he was boring.
Yeah, you need wit.
It's a fancy way of saying he was boring.
Yeah.
Some funny, a little bit of laughter, some banter.
Every day, Beauty would find a valuable quality in the Beast. And seeing him often has gotten her used to what he looks like. Cue Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah, cute. Yeah.
It got to a point where she would actually look forward to their 9 p.m. chill-out sessions / dinners.
Where he doesn't eat.
He just watches her eat, and they have lame, boring conversations. But one thing would bother Beauty, she's getting used to it and everything, and she's liking their sessions, they're hanging out, whatever, is that every night Beast would ask Beauty to marry him.
Oh, persistent.
Mm-hmm.
And insecure.
Mm-hmm.
The
And-
worst combo.
The worst.
That is the worst combo.
Absolutely. Red flags, red neon lights just flickering in her face.
Sending up smoke signals.
Yes.
Like, problem, disaster
SOS.
here. Okay?
SOS.
And she kind of had enough of that, of him asking her. So she-
As you would expect.
Beauty goes on to tell him, you know what, Beast, I really like you as a friend, but you really should stop asking me to marry you. It's making me feel so uncomfortable.
Okay. So
All right,
friend
good.
zoned.
We have some
Friend zoned.
pushback
Mhm.
and also
Yeah.
friend zoned.
He's like, ugh. I know, but it's something I have to ask. You wouldn't understand. Anyways,
Right.
could you promise me to never leave me? Because I really do love you with all my affection.
What?
Oh, like, so super cash.
So just cash,
Okay.
you know, like, don't leave me ever. Because I love you.
That's so clingy, insecure, and persistent. Okay. We love.
Really making a case for the
Trifecta.
beast.
Yeah.
Yeah, things are looking good for him. It is 100%.
I'm emotionally intimidating you.
Yeah,
Emotional abuse.
there's some manipulation happening.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Beauty, because she has that looking glass and every now and then she checks up on her dad, she knows that her dad has not been feeling well for a while. So she told Beast, you know, I would love to stay here forever, but my dad is super sick and I just wish I could see him just like one more time. I die if you don't grant me this wish. It's like, okay, you got me in this situation? Fine. Okay, you love
Double
me?
manipulation.
Yeah.
Great. I'm gonna die if I don't go see my dad right now. What you gonna do now?
Yeah.
Hmm?
Don't you love me?
Don't you love
Yeah.
me? Prove
All
it.
that.
Prove it.
See that card.
Mm-hmm.
I support.
Exactly. So he was like, no way. I'd rather die than bother you. So
Mhm.
go to your dad. Stay with him. Please, go to him and leave me to die with grief.
And leave me to die with grief.
What?
Wow.
Because he told her, like, yeah, go to your dad. So go to him. It means you're going to leave me. And if you're going to leave me, I'm going to die from sadness.
Oh, so he just guilt tripped her.
Absolutely.
So double, like back and forth.
Mhm.
They're like throwing that ball back.
They're both
each other.
toxic.
It's toxic.
Your turn. No, it's my turn. No,
Yeah,
it's yours.
this is a toxic relationship, everyone.
Definitely not
Yeah.
healthy. Definitely.
Witnessing it go down.
First hand.
Beauty replies like, oh my god, no.
If you die, then I'll die.
I wouldn't want you to die. And
Oh, they all need to die.
let's get it over with. Don't die. I wouldn't want you to die. I love you as a friend.
Oh,
I love that she still slipped it in there.
love
Just
it.
to make sure, like,
Friend
we got.
zone till you die. See, boys? Friend zone till you die.
She kept
Never
her
coming
conscience
back.
clear, you know? She doesn't want to drag him around and, like,
No.
Miss, what do we say? I've had like 4 wines already. What do we say? Mislead him. Mislead
There
him.
we go. That's the
Thank
word.
you. Made it. So she compromises, you know, communication is key in every relationship, whether it's toxic or not. Communication is key. So she goes on and she suggests a compromise. She's like, okay, here we go. How about I go for a week and come back? And that way I see
Everything in negotiation.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That case, I would see my dad and I don't
Oh.
leave you.
Oh no.
The beast agrees. It's like, sounds Gucci. Let's do that.
So he's like, okay, fine, I won't die.
I won't die.
Yeah.
You won't die. You won't die. I won't die. Okay, good. Nobody's gonna
We don't die?
No.
No one dies.
No
Okay.
one's dying.
Should we sign a paper? No, we're good. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good, people. We're good. Nobody's gonna die. And he gives her a ring. And he tells her that within the week, like once the week is up, just remove that ring and place it next to you on the bed. And the next morning, you'll be back in the palace. Again, magic. Ooh. The next morning, so she sleeps in the palace. She spends the night. The next morning, she found herself at her dad's house. Magic. She finds herself there. She's attended to by a maid. Her clothes are there. And her dad, he sees her there. He's rejoiced and he was super excited to have his daughter back. Her eldest sisters had gotten married and her brothers went to the army.
So he was alone.
So he was alone at home.
Aww.
And that's what added to his sickness and the fact that Beauty wasn't there and all of that. So that's the situation at the house. The sisters and their husbands, when they knew that Beauty was back in the country house, they rushed to the country to see Beauty and say hi.
Why?
I think they just wanted to compare notes. They wanted to see like where she is at in her life. Like, why are you still alive? Didn't the beast eat you yet? Should we help him? Does he need any instructions? Any sides? We can manage.
That. Why are you still alive?
Yeah.
I'm sure they don't want to see her face. They just want to explore what's happening there.
Yeah, they want to get the gossip.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The story goes on to tell us that one of the sisters married someone super handsome, but he was full of himself, borderline narcissistic.
Is it Gaston?
It's Gaston.
Oh, that's interesting, but probably no.
Okay.
I don't. Probably.
Probably
I see.
Gaston.
I see why, because he ignores the sister completely. He ignores his wife completely, and he's completely narcissistic. And I think probably Gaston is influenced or inspired by this character because it's not about the looks, right?
Yeah.
And the other sister married someone witty but annoying as fuck, and he annoys her the most. Like, he annoys his wife the most. All this to show like handsomeness and wittiness is not what it's all hyped up to be.
Here we go. Here comes the lesson.
Unraveling that story.
Oh, wow. There's so many layers.
So
to
the
this
beast
one.
is neither handsome nor witty.
Mm-hmm.
Just
And she
FYI.
goes,
And the two sisters were pretty annoyed by Beauty's happiness at the beast's castle. Because she seemed happy. She's like, I'm happy, I'm good, he treats me very well. I eat, get dressed, we have fun. You know, in the cartoon where they start having like this snowball fight and everything. So she's enjoying her time. Seems like it.
Mm-hmm.
The sisters conspired to make her stay longer than a week, so Beast would get mad at her and eat her.
these sisters, man.
Again with the eating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They really don't like her and they really want her to go to hell, basically.
Mm-hmm.
For that, they had to show her for a whole week a whole lot of kindness. So they switched their attitude completely with Beauty.
Mm-hmm.
And they did that. A little too much. Like, it was a little bit exaggerated. But that warmed Beauty's heart. Like, she's like, oh my God, they completely changed. Look at them. Like, wow, they're such amazing sisters now. I misjudged them. And by the time that she had to leave back to the castle, the sisters threw fits, complete emotional breakdowns. They started crying. They teared up their hair. They're like, no, don't leave. Ah! A full-on dramatic scene.
Psychos. Yeah.
Literal definition of the word.
Yeah.
So, but Beauty didn't see that as psychotic. She saw that and
Yeah.
they care about me.
Cute.
So, you know what? Fine, I'll stay another week. She promised to stay another week, but Beauty couldn't shake off the uneasy feeling, of causing pain to Beast.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And by the 10th day she was at the house, at her dad's house, she dreamt that Beast was laying on the ground in the garden outside of the palace, basically dying, and kind of blaming her for her and like, oh, you left me. Oh, you let me die. Oh, no. The whole
Curse you, Beauty.
curse you. I die. You left me with a broken heart. No.
No.
Typical textbook
Yeah.
behavior.
Yeah.
She woke up in tears and was like, okay, how can I be such an idiot? It's not his fault he's ugly.
Oh, wow. Okay. Love that.
It's not on him, it's not his fault. God created him that way.
Yeah.
But he's a
Yeah.
great
It's
guy.
the genes.
It's the genes. He's a great guy, and I'm happy with him more than my sisters are happy with their husbands. You know, it's true, I might not be turned on by him, but he's a great friend, and I don't want to make him miserable.
Okay.
Question.
Shoot.
Is he a human
Mm-mm.
or is he a creature?
Creature.
Okay.
Ah.
Oh!
No.
Oh, no!
I'm just saying.
Oh!
And here we are being like, this story's not as fucked up as the other one.
He's a creature. He's like an animal.
I did
No.
not see that.
Yeah, no, this has taken a turn.
No.
I'm just saying, like, what is she telling herself? Like, I want to get past his looks.
Yeah, like
I mean,
what?
It's not
a
someone who
human.
looks ugly. It's
It's
Oh,
not.
this
He's
is-
not a human. Exactly.
I no.
Yeah, no, this is no.
Mm-mm. It's borderline bestiality. What is it?
Yeah, bestiality.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
no,
just
this
had to
is-
ask.
No, good question.
Because I was hoping it was a human, but like super deformed, that they called him a beast.
Oh, yeah, that too.
It
You
wasn't
know?
mentioned in the
There's also
story.
that.
Like, and the illustrations and everything, they just show.
Beast.
And
And
a
also,
beast.
he's a cannibal.
Yeah.
He's threatened to eat the father
Sure.
and her.
So she's feeling like shit. She didn't want to make him miserable. She still thinks of him as a friend. He doesn't turn her on, but he's a great person, and she doesn't want to make him miserable.
Okay.
So that night, she places the ring next to her bed, the ring that the beast gave her. And by the morning, she was back at the palace. She
Mhm.
was super happy she's back at the palace. She got dressed up. She fixed herself up for him and waited impatiently for the evening so they could have their 9 o'clock date night. Chilling session. And she wanted to spend time with him. But by 9, Beast didn't show up. He didn't show up. She started freaking the shit out. So, fuck. What? She looked for him everywhere in the palace, in the castle. But then she remembered the dream that she had, you know, where he was lying on the garden ground behind the palace or whatever. So she rushed to the garden and she did find him. She found him on the ground, basically dead.
Oh, wow. Okay, dramatic.
She throws herself at him and she's like, oh no, don't die. And by throwing herself at him, she hears his heartbeat. That means he's still alive. So she go grabs like water from the canal right next to the garden and she throws water on his face.
Mm-hmm.
He opens his eyes a little and tells her, you know, like exactly like the guilt trip thing that he's so good at. And he tells her like, you forgot your promise. And
Oh my god.
I was so sad. I had lost you that I starved myself. Okay, relax. 3 days. Okay? 3 days. Starved yourself. It was 1 week. So she left for 1 week that you both agreed on. By the 10th day, which is 3 days after the 7 initial days, she didn't show up. You starved yourself. Humans can live up to more than 3 days without food.
2 weeks. 2 weeks, sir.
2 weeks. Was he drinking water? 'Cause maybe he's dehydrated.
How long can one survive without water?
Like 3
This-
days.
Max.
Okay, so you didn't starve yourself, you dehydrated yourself. Let's put things into perspective. You promised, you didn't show up. I was so sad. I dehydrated myself. But now that I see you, I can die happy.
What? Don't die.
It is what it is.
Oh my gosh.
It's like he doesn't have to die anymore. She's
That's what
there.
Beauty said, you know? No, don't die. Don't die. She cries, I want to marry you. Like, don't die. I will marry you.
Oh,
Okay?
no, this is part of his plan.
I will give my hand to you. My hand in marriage to you. Take it.
Toxic.
Take it. It's all yours.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Toxic.
the Beauty goes on to say, like, I thought I was only feeling the friendship vibe, but like now I feel a more can't live without you vibe. So don't die. You know, I'll marry you for sure, for sure. And right after she said those words, the whole castle sparkled with light.
Okay.
It's just like sparkles, sparkles, sparkles. Fireworks went off. Music played. Like, people were waiting for something to happen. For like, she said it, fireworks, go.
But like they're not married yet. She just said it. She might change her mind. Like it's fine. Leave the fireworks for after, just in case.
They did not, like, they were so close. They're like,
They
you know
didn't
what?
care. Yeah.
Now better than later. Let's just do it.
Or let's like peer pressure her.
Yeah.
Now that she said that yes, then we'll just force her.
If she changes her mind, we're like, yeah, but the fireworks went off, so
So that's
We
pretty much
already
like
sparkled the
legal.
palace.
that's gonna
The
take a
palace?
whole logistical nightmare to redo. So how about you just...
We've been waiting 80 years to do this. Like, can you just let us have this, please?
So she was all taken by all the fanfare that was happening around her. And then she looked back at the beast. And she was so happy, so ecstatic to have found a good-looking fella instead.
Oh.
Oh! So he
Just like that.
does!
Mm-hmm.
So he switched it up.
He switched it up. He thanked her for ending the curse he was under, telling her that a wicked fairy had casted it on him until a beautiful virgin could consent to marry him.
That's it. Just consent to marry. Not even fall in love, you know.
Yeah,
Just consent to marry. At least there's consent. I mean, this is a
at
win.
least.
This is a win in the fairy tale world.
Yeah.
It is. It was
sure.
looking. It was looking a bit dark there for a while,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
especially when we were like, "Has she just agreed to marry a creature?" Because
Which
know.
technically she did.
she
Let's
did.
just-
Because the lines were unclear here about like his whole past life.
Yeah.
she
So-
didn't know.
No.
So in her mind, she wanted to marry a beast.
Okay, still sketchy.
I feel like she just gave it.
Oh,
It's not like-
100%.
yeah,
She
it's
was
not
just
like,
like,
oh,
I can't
yeah.
have death on my hands. Like,
Yeah.
Like normal guilt trip kind of attitude. It's like, I rather live with myself without the
so
guilt.
settle.
Thanks. So
He
that
turned into a handsome prince.
he turned into a
Good.
handsome. But can we imagine Beauty was not a virgin and she consents to marry the beast and he just stays the same and he looks at her and he's like,
He's like, what happened on that week-long trip you were away?
it's like, hold up, hold the phone. What?
How dare you?
You were supposed to be the one to break the spell.
Like checklist after checklist, like yes, you check all the boxes, but what?
Yeah.
No.
Not a virgin.
She's like, this one time at band camp.
Exactly.
Or that other time at book camp.
That time in the library.
It gets pretty lonely.
All different guys. But
That's so funny.
So she the story goes on to say that she was the only one who saw the goodness of the beast's heart. So she's pretty, she won the lottery. She really bet on this endeavor, you know, she's like all in.
yeah.
I don't,
Does he come with wits or it's just beauty? Like he's still not witty.
After all this.
I'm just wondering, like, he's like great, but he's not witty, but it's fine?
Like,
Or
If they could throw in
He-
some wit, that'd be chill.
yeah,
that'd be like a
Or
cherry on
he,
top.
Like he wasn't witty because he's lost it because he's so sad,
Yeah,
and then he gets it back maybe.
if anything, he should be more witty because it's like
You have so much to talk about.
yeah, but
Because he's ugly now.
it's also
right?
you also
So
have
it's
to like
at least be funny.
compensate for something. It's like might as well be funny. It's like Jeez.
I guess he asked for handsomeness more than wittiness.
That's so
Right.
funny.
Okay, well.
They walk into the palace. She sees her whole family. He sees his family, which is cool, Gucci.
Oh,
And
okay.
the lady that showed up in the initial dream, remember when somebody showed up in her dreams and told her
Yeah.
sacrificing your lives
Yeah.
will not go unrewarded. So that
Yeah.
same lady turns out to be a fairy.
Was that the Wicked Fairy?
Mhm. She was the wicked
Wow.
fairy that had cast a spell on the prince, but given that, they passed the test or whatever, Beauty was rewarded with a virtuous man.
Got it.
So, a nice way of saying he's not witty. He's just a nice guy.
He's just virtuous.
He's just a virtuous
Okay.
man. And she becomes the queen to the throne. So she legit, at this point, she's the mistress of the castle. Like, khalas.
Class.
It is what it
Wow.
is. She is the lady of the house. The fairy also makes sure, to tell her, you know what? I hope you don't lose yourself to the power of the throne. Because of how virtuous you are, getting the throne will probably keep you virtuous. Then the lady turns to the sisters of Beauty. She looks at them.
They're still there.
She looks at them and she's like, you know what? You two, you have shitty hearts. I'm going to turn you into statues.
Oh, it's
Oh.
about time.
But not only turn you into statues, your souls will remain in those statues
Damn.
Oof.
Forever.
forever. And
That's
you'll
tough.
be placed in front of your sister's castle to see her live her life as happily as possible.
Wow.
And breaking this curse is nearly impossible.
Nearly.
Nearly. Boom, boom, boom. Beauty and the prince live basically happily ever after.
Aww.
Yay! Beauty and the Beast.
Tale as a song. Na, 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 na. Beauty and the Beast.